You ever stand in a graveyard at midnight, just you and the cold, the wind whipping around like it's got unfinished business? Yeah, that was me, Jacob Sterling, that night, the so-called billionaire, king of concrete and glass towers, but honestly, just a wreck of a man holding on to a bouquet of lies. I was staring at my son's headstone, white marble shining under the moon. 5 years to the day since the accident, since some drunk fool wiped my boy off the face of this earth. I tell you, I thought I'd buried every feeling I had, let the world see a man too busy, too powerful to break. Truth is, I was crumbling, just trying to breathe. And just as I was about to say my usual silent prayer, well, more like a curse, if I'm honest, I heard this sound, a soft little sniffle behind me. The kind of innocent you don't see much anymore. Now, I'm not great with kids, never was, but I heard myself asking, "Hey, sweetheart, what are you doing out here?" She flinched like I was about to scold her. "Sorry, sir," she whispered, shrinking further. "I didn't mean to bother you." Something about that broke me right then. I knelt down, tried to make my voice soft. "You're not bothering me. But it's freezing out here, are you lost?" She shook her head. "No, I come here a lot, I talk to Ethan." Well, that just about took the breath out of me. "You knew my son?" I asked, not really believing it. She nodded, shy but honest. "He was my friend. He'd bring me food sometimes, talk to me after school. He said I mattered." And in that moment, hearing about a side of Ethan I never really knew, I felt this ache in my chest. How could I have missed this? All those years teaching him about balance sheets and ambition, but he'd been out there just being kind. And I, his father, hadn't even noticed. I asked her name, and she said, "Lily," quiet as a secret. I wrapped my coat around her, not caring that I looked ridiculous. "Where are your parents, Lily?" She looked away, shoulders shaking. "My mom, she got sick and died last winter. Dad left a long time ago." I felt something old and sharp twist inside me. "So where do you stay?" She gave this tiny shrug, trying to be brave. "There's a broken bus behind the church. It's okay, really. Let me tell you, you can have $1,000,000 in every pocket, but hearing a kid talk about sleeping in an abandoned bus will humble you quick." I wanted to fix everything right then, but I just nodded, letting her talk. "Why do you come here, Lily?" "To see Ethan." She hesitated, then met my eyes. "Before he died, he told me, if I ever got scared, I should find his dad. He said you'd help me." For a minute, I couldn't even move, couldn't breathe, the world tilting under my feet. My own son, reaching out through this girl, trusting me to do something good, even after I'd failed him in the worst way possible. I felt tears slipping down my cheeks, no shame left in me. I took her hands in mine, rough against her small, cold fingers. "You're coming home with me, Lily. No more buses, no more being alone." She stared at me like I was promising the moon, her lip trembling. "Why?" she whispered. "Because you matter to Ethan," I said, choking up, "and that means you matter to me." She broke down, tears and all, and before I knew it, she'd thrown herself into my arms, shaking so hard I thought we'd both break. But I held on, feeling something shift deep inside me, a crack of light where there'd only been darkness for years. Back at the house, let's be honest, the mansion felt emptier than ever until that night. I found myself tucking Lily into a warm bed, sitting by her side as she drifted off, tiny hand clutching mine like a lifeline. I kept thinking about all those years hiding from the world, locking myself away with regrets and ghosts. And suddenly it hit me. Ethan hadn't left me behind after all. He'd sent Lily a second chance in the smallest, most unlikely package. The days that followed weren't all sunshine, let me tell you. Lily was jumpy, flinched at loud noises, hoarded food like it might disappear. I hired a counselor, yeah, rich guy move, but I meant well in slowly. She started to trust. Sometimes, I'd catch her in Ethan's old room, talking to his picture, laughing at some memory I'd never heard. And you know what? It hurt in the best way possible, like my heart was waking up after a long, hard freeze. There was one night I won't forget. I woke up to the sound of breaking glass, rushed downstairs ready for anything, only to find Lily standing barefoot in the kitchen, eyes wide with terror, clutching a jar of peanut butter like it was gold. "I'm sorry," she whimpered. I thought you'd be mad." I knelt down, pulled her close, and just held her until she stopped shaking. "You're safe here, Lily. You never have to steal or hide again." And just when I thought I'd seen the last of surprises, Lily brought home a friend, yeah. Out of nowhere, this stray dog started following her, a mangy mutt with one ear and a heart of gold. She begged me to let him stay, promising to take care of him herself. I tried to say no, but the way she looked at me, hopeful, determined, just like Ethan used to when he wanted something impossible, I caved. We called him Lucky because, honestly, I figured we could all use a little luck. As weeks turned into months, Lily became a part of my world in a way I never saw coming. She started school, made friends, even taught Lucky a few tricks. I saw Ethan's kindness in her, in the way she helped another new kid who was being bullied, in the note she left on my desk, "Have a good day, Dad," written in her loopy handwriting. And for the first time in years, I felt alive, not just existing. But don't get me wrong, there were plenty of folks who didn't like the idea of a billionaire taking in a homeless kid. The gossip, the sideways looks, people hinting that I was doing it for publicity. You know what I say to that? Let them talk. Let them wonder. The only person whose opinion matters isn't here to say it, but I know Ethan would be proud. And Lily? She gave me a reason to believe that maybe, just maybe, we can all be saved by a little unexpected kindness. So here's the thing, standing in that same cemetery, a year later, with Lily on one side and Lucky wagging his tail on the other, I realized life doesn't give you do-overs, but it does offer second chances in the most unlikely forms. As I placed new flowers on Ethan's grave, I whispered, "Thank you, son, for trusting me, for sending me someone to love." And maybe it was the wind, or maybe it was just hope, but I could have sworn I heard his voice, warm and proud. "You did good, Dad." Now, I'm not here to tell you I became a saint overnight, or that pain ever truly leaves you. But I learned this much. Sometimes, helping someone else is the only way to heal your own broken heart. So let me ask you, if you were in my shoes, would you have done the same? Is kindness a debt we owe, or a gift we give because it's the only thing that makes us truly human? I'd love to hear what you think. Drop a comment, tell your story, or just let me know what would you have done standing in my place.